Welcome back to my channel. So in today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to make these beautiful shorts and a crop top, just as you can see on it with Ankara, just as you can see display on your screen. But for this particular short, it's just going to be an elastic on without a rope. So if this is a tutorial you are interested in, stick to this tutorial and let's get started. So what I'll be using is 4 yards, 4 yards of Ankara fabric. Why I'm using 4 yards of Ankara fabric, it was later on remaining, so but I didn't later calculated what was left out. Why I had to use 4 yards was because you can see that it is a pattern kind of outfit, so I had to use the down pattern of the outfit. You can use 3 yards, you can even use 2 yards depending on how your size. So what I had to do was to remove out 2 inches for the band. That's for where the elastic band will be. And then I marked out my hip measurement, which is 9 inches. And then I went over to put out 2 inches beneath the 9 inches. That will serve as my crotch depth. Why I had to go over down with 2 inches, because it's going to be a free kind of short, but not really free. Just as you saw earlier on the screen, it was free but not really free, so I used 2 inches, and that 2 inches will serve as our crotch depth. So I just went ahead to outline it and extend the line down to where the fabric stops, and then extend the line equally at the crotch level to where this fabric stops. After marking out the starting line, which is the waistline, hip line, and then the crotch line. So I have to indicate out my full length depending on whatever length you want. So if you want it very short, want it a little bit decent, just whatever length. So for this particular tutorial, I'm using length 20. So when we have removed out 2 inches, what I'll be working with here will be 18 inches. So I had to go over and mark out my hip measurement. Hip measurement divided by 4, I mark it out there. I marked it down to the crotch level too, and both at the hip level, both at the waist. And then I mark out the hip measurement. And then I extended 2 inches allowance at the crotch. Before extending that 2 inch allowance, what I did was I divided my thigh measurement into two. My thigh measurement is 28, so I divided the 28 into two and put it there, put the measurement there, and then I put out 14 inches. Then I added 2 inches, which is 16. That was what I put at my crotch there. Then I marked it. I realized that the camera was not really close to it, if not you would have seen exactly what I'm marking. And at that crotch level, I put it at 16. But at the hip level, I marked out 14, at the waist equally 14, and then I will have to use my curve to curve it all the way, just to form out that crotch at that corner. You can see me doing that. So I marked it first, I mark it firstly, I mark it straight, and then I curved it at that corner. So that way I've gotten out my crotch and how it's going to be. So now just watch how I'm going to curve out. That curving at the crotch, when I have that 28, so you can see that 2 extra inches is what I will be having at my thigh. So you can see that it's a little bit free but not really free. So depending on how you want it, you can add your desired measurement. So with this, at that crotch length, we are good to go for that. And I just came over to the waist level. I just want to give it a little bit of shape at the waist level. You know it's going to have elastic, but I just want it not to be too big at that waist level. So I went in by 1 inch. That 1 inch, I will just connect it over to the hip, and then I will draw it so that I can cut that away. You can see that. So that will just give it a little bit of shape at the side. So I came down to the length of the trouser equal. I did 1 inch as well, and then put it. It's optional though. Then I mark it over to the hip. I just want to give it a little bit of shape, and with that I am good to go. And then I can just curve it and cut it out. You can just see me cutting out everything, and then I pin it, and I will move over to the back pattern of it. I just place it exactly at the back pattern, both with the length, and then I cut it out. Let me be sure that yes, the desired length at which I want is good for me. So at that crotch where I have my crotch at the front part of it, I will come out by 2 inches at that crotch for the back part. You can see me, I mark out 2 inches. That will enable it to fit in properly on your butt. It will just fit in properly on your bum bum, that place. It will not have to be entering inside. So that way it's okay. So that 2 inches I mark at that crotch. At every other point I marked 1 inches, and then I connect it all the way, just as you can see me. And then I went up by 1 inch at the waist level, and then I will narrow connect it over to the exact waist level at the extreme. That is where the hip part will be. You can see me doing that. That 1 inch up is just to um increase the length of the crotch so that it can sit perfectly. Since it's a short, it has to be free, and then you'll be very comfortable with it. I equally went ahead with the two inches, and then I did that equally to the down pattern of it. So with that, I am good to go for the back piece. So the back piece and the front piece, there's not really much difference. The difference is just at the crotch level, and then at the waist level you just add what you need to add. And I just had to go out by 1 inch, and then I mark it for my folding allowance. And this is for my pocket. I use 10 inches for the width, and then equally I use 9 inch for the length as well. So that was what I had for that pattern. So at this point you can see that that part was a little bit rushed. I indicated my 2 inch is for my band. I've put that away. What we did first was we just joined the two shorts together. At the front piece I joined it together, equally at the back piece you can see I went ahead to join it together, and then I put in my pocket at the front piece. This particular tutorial is not for pockets. I have a tutorial for how to fix a slant side pocket, so you can click on that tutorial and then you watch to get the full tutorial. And with this I am good to go. So I've done out the front parts and then fixed in my slant side pocket, done out the back parts as well, and then I sewed it together. So with this we are good to go. We are almost done. It's so easy and simple. I'll just place the two of them together, get out the midpoint, and then pin it together with my pin. You realize that the back part is a little bit bigger than the front, but don't worry, just join the two, the center and the back center as well, join it together, and then use your 1 inch or ½ inch allowance and sew it everything. Just use ½ inch allowance. ½ inch allowance was what I used, and then you sew it together. With this band now, this band I have 2½ inches instead of 2. This 2½ inches is what I will be using. So what I did, I will join it together at that extreme of these 2½ inches, just as you can see me doing here. I have done everything together. This band now for this 2½ inches with what I will place. I marked out the exact waist measurement I have, and that is what I have. So what I did at the band, you see I divided the lines into 3 using half an inch, because the band is ½ inch, and then I sewed a long line. You can see the line. I just sewed a vertical line each on it, straight on it. Okay, so I just did those long line all the way down. I did it that way, and then I left out a little space, just as you can see my scissors was able to penetrate it. I just left out a little space. Now we'll proceed over to the elastic. I'm using ½ inch, and then you take out your measurement for your elastic. If your waist is 28, you can remove 2 inches, so you'll be having 26. Use the 26 and pass it all the way. Sew it together at the end parts, and then you join it. You repeat the same process for the first one, the second one, and then the third one. With that way you are good to go for the elastic band. And this is what we have as soon as I was done doing that. So right away I want to fix out the elastic band on this shorts. It's just so simple and easy. You can cut how many now, and now you are done with it, and it's equally beginner friendly as well. So as soon as I'm done doing this, what I'll just move ahead is to open out all my shorts and be sure that yes, everything is okay and ready. And then I'll pick out that part which I've done the elastic at the waistband here. You can see that the two of them, everything has clustered together, it has joined together. Mind you, I didn't let you know, I notched out each midpoint. So that midpoint at which I notched, before you do your own, make sure you notch it so that you know the midpoint. Now that the thing is joined together, you can hardly identify the midpoint, but if you have notched it, you can just say okay, you go back to the midpoint and get it. So I've notched out the midpoint already. I'll just pick out that midpoint and then place it at the midpoint of my shorts. You can see I've gotten the midpoint now. I've discovered that I've notched it. Then I'll place it at the midpoint of my shorts and then place it at the back midpoint too of the same short, and then I will pin it together. You can see what I've done, and then I pin it equally at the back part as well. Pinning it together will enable you that you will know that yes, everything is going to rhyme together as soon as you are done doing it. Because when you pin it together, you will just be stretching it. You will stretch it while you sew. You open it, you keep drawing it while you sew, and everything will round accordingly to the waist, exactly this waist you had initially. But if you don't do it this way, some parts will have more of the gathers of the effects of the elastic more than the other parts. So this way will enable you, everything will rhyme and everything will be equalized. So just pin it all the way down and then you are good to go. Pin it that way. If you are still watching around down to this point, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button and then subscribe to our channel. We would like you to be part of our amazing family. Subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to like, comment. I'll be there to reply to your comments. And with this, I am good to go. I'll just take it over to the sewing machine and sew it. You can see we have a very beautiful short in an everyday wear, evening wear, very comfy, comfortable, and easy going. You can see it has elastic. It's not something that has zip that you have to zip. You want to relax a bit, so it stretches, okay, and we are good to go for this. So let's move over to the top. Now, as we said earlier, we're going to be making a crop top, just as you can see display on the screen. The crop top will not have a separate sleeve, so it's going to be cut out together. Both the sleeve and everything will be cut out together. So I move ahead to mark out my full length, which I'll be having 20 inches. That 20 inches is including the folding allowance as well. So what I'll be having at the end of it will be 19 inches. So because I said it's going to be a crop at points, so the tummy is going to show at some point. So I mark it out. I equally have already marked out my starting line. So for my shoulder measurement is 16 divided by 2, which I have 18 inches. I went down with 1 inch for the shoulder slope and then I mark it all the way down. And then the remaining part of it I had to put out because it's going to come over to the elbow. So I had to mark out 10 inches there, and then I know I'm good to go. So I came down by 3 inches for the neck depth, and then went in by 3 inches for the neck width as well, and then I'll mark it just like the standard form. 3 inches I mark it. For the front piece, we mark 7 inches. That is how open I want it to be. It's a V-neck structure, so I went down by 7 inches and then I mark it all the way down, just as you can see me do. And then I equally join out my 1 inch shoulder slope all the way down. I will equally extend the line to the extreme. You can see that why I had to mark it that way, it has to show that yes, this one, the hand and then the both bodies will be cut out together. So at that extreme, I equally marked out my 1 inch and then I extend it all the way down. That way, to make it to just relax at the shoulder down to the sleeve level. You can do yours like that and you will get the best results you can ever get. So with that, we are good to go for that. I will just come down and then identify how I want the sleeve to be. If you want yours to be a little bit big, you can use 10 inch. If you want yours to be a little bit small, you can use 9. But starting from 10 down is good for you. So what I used was 10 inches. I had to just mark the 10 inches there so that when I sew, I will get 9 inches at the end of it. Then I came in by 5 inches. I marked out the 5 inches. You know, it's going to be like it's a top that is a little bit big and it's free, but it's crop as well. So I marked that out and then I equally measured to be sure that yes, when I put my bust measurement, I can still have a lot of allowance, a lot of space as well, so that it will be free. Then I discovered that is good, and then I will mark that narrow down to the full length of the top. Then at that sleeve point, that is the armhole point, I give it a curve. I don't have to make it straight. If you make it straight, you will not get the beautiful effect at which you will have. So I just move over to cutting it out. I cut out the process like this. This is what I will use for the back pattern as well. I will just place it on the back pattern. I don't have to measure, but for the back it will just be the neck that will be a bit different because the back will not be having a v-neck structure. So I'll just move ahead to cut it out using the same thing. The back is not something that has zip, it's a very free top. So I've already notched out my 1 inch, which will serve as my turning allowance as an interface at the down part of it. And then I move ahead to cutting it using the same front pattern. With this I am good to go. So you can see that for the back I have just that 3 inch. I've cut it out. So with that I am good to go. I will just have to place it on the same fabric to cut out the interfacing. That interfacing, you can see that the cloth does not have lining. It's just so simple, easy going. The interfacing what will serve as, you can use a bias, you can use the same fabric to do the interfacing. So you can see me cutting it out here. I will put out a piece of material so I can cut out what I'll use and turn over the neck that will serve as my interfacing. So I'll just place it like this, the exact shape of how I cut out my neck. That is how you should do yours too as well. Just cut it out. That will serve as what you use to turn over it at the end of the day. So this is so simple and easy, so beginner friendly. You can just get out somewhere you want to go and just pick out your fabric and cut out a short and a top for yourself, and you are good to go. I will repeat the same process equally for the back piece. I will equally cut out an interfacing for the back piece. So I went ahead to increase the back pattern so that the neck is able to enter easily. So I just made the back piece the same way, and with this I am good to go. So the first thing I have to do for the top was to use the interfacing. That's the material which I've cut and then join it together. I went over the down pattern to fold it with that 1 inch allowance. You can see equally for the neck at the back, I have done the interfacing. I have turned it all over so I can have a neat job. I repeat the same process for the front piece. Equally, I turned it over, and then I use my Emmy gum to join it together with iron. As soon as I am done, that is what I will do, so that everything will just relax. You will have a very neat sewing and your finishing will be clean. So with this is what I have. I will just join the two pieces together, that is the front and the back together, and I will run a straight stitch at the neck, that's the shoulder. You will see me, I will just run out a straight stitch, a tight stitch equally, so it will just stay strong and firm. You see, at that way, straight down to the sleeve. I will equally run it over equally at the other arm too, straight to the sleeve, and with that I am good. Once I am done doing that, I will pick out the sleeve at the end point, and then I will fold it so that I can have a neat sew at the end, and then I will sew it all the way. It's so simple. Using 1 inch, I will join it together. There's no need coming to fix in your measurements. Just use 1 inch and then you join it all the way. Use the other inch, you join it all the way. And with that, you are good to go. So you can see what we have. Our top is ready, well ironed, both with the Emmy gum, and that is what I have. You can see my slant side pockets looking so beautiful and okay. And this is what we have, a very comfy outfit for brunch, for outings, shopping, and you are good to go. I'm sure you've learned something beautiful today. See you in our next video. Bye bye.